Hey guys, welcome back to GM Games. Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Chicago White Sox. My schedule is just not going to allow for any live streams here over the next couple of weeks. So in lieu of that, we'll get a couple of pre-recorded videos out to you until I can do live streams. I don't think there will be a live stream on the 14th, given that that's Mother's Day. So the next live stream probably on the 21st. So we got a couple of weeks here of pre-recorded videos. That's just sort of the way it has to be. So it is July 1st. This will be the July episode here for the defending World Series champion Chicago White Sox. We are 45-41. Which is good for first place, just because the rest of our division is awful. We're not hitting, we're pitching, and our defense has been a little bit suspect, which is a bit of a surprise. So, yeah, we're just we're gonna get going here in the month of July and see if we can kind of turn things around here a little bit. It's been a while since I've played financially. Okay, so we did re-sign Riley Green to that long-term contract. He's only making $27 million next year, but then he has an opt-out. We'll see how it goes. I mean, as a left fielder, he's probably fine with those ratings. We'll see. Hopefully we can win another title, and hopefully we can get sold or something. I don't know. But Matt Brash is a contract that's up that we can't do anything with just yet. Hopefully next season we'll be able to we'll be able to sign him before he becomes a free agent. We picked up Anthony Rendon right before we ended the episode because he can mash lefties, and that gives us another bat that we need. And that's about it. Yeah, we got three pitchers in the top 100. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than let's get to Simmon. We'll do the draft, we'll do the deadline, and that'll be that. I mean, I'm thinking our starting pitching hasn't been as good this year as it was last season. We traded Dylan Cease, but I think ultimately we'll be okay. Serena's ratings are too good to be putting up a 97 ERA plus. I think he'll be fine. Job seems to have gotten, a little unlucky, but he really hasn't. He just hasn't been very good. So, do we go with McKinney? Do we give him a shot? He's been fine down in AAA. I think we give him a shot. Can Job go to the minors? He can. Okay. So we'll send Job to the minors for a bit. We'll call up Colin McKinney, and we'll put him in the rotation, and that'll be the one move we make before we get started. So let's go ahead now and get to Simmon. We got Oakland at home, and we got Appleby pitching. We kick off with a 7-4 loss in 10 innings. Our bullpen has not been great. Like, the numbers aren't terrible. Like, if you look at their stats, I mean, those are some decent ERAs. They haven't been awful. But if you look at our info, we are 10-19 in one-run games, 4-5 in extra innings. So we're just it hasn't been good from a bullpen perspective, closing out games. All right, so we got Tampa here for 3 now, the top wild card team. We win 9-8 in 10 this time. But yeah, we gave up 3 runs, 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. So our bullpen did it again. Graham, 4 for 5. We need to get him some additional playing time. Rendon with a pinch hit 3-run double in the 8th. Wolfhook and Meyer give up runs. Cantorino blows his second straight save. So I think a closer is sort of on the agenda for us for the trade deadline. And I would love to get Graham out there playing more. Right, I forgot about Tamez. Graham every... I don't know. He should be starting. He is starting against lefties. Okay, that's what we wanted there. So we'll back him up. Tamez we picked up in the offseason. I don't expect much out of him offensively, but he's got a good enough glove that he can play those backup outfield positions without much trouble. Yeah, Graham. I mean, is he the long-term solution at first? I don't know. I mean, the bat's good, and he's having a good season for us this year. I would like to see him get some more plate appearances, but not at the expense of some of the other players. That's the issue, is that some of the other players are, I think, better than him. All right, Dollard pitches today. We look for our second straight win over Tampa. Get it? 4-0 win. Acuna 3 for 4. Oh, that's right. We traded for Acuna in January as well. Final year of his contract. He's raking far more money than we can afford to bring him back next season. But maybe we get a comp pick for him. Dollard pitches well. All right, we look for our third straight now over the Rays. And do we get it? We do not. We lose 9-0. McKinney, making his big league debut, gives up 2 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings. That means it was another bad bullpen game. Matt Brash now against 9-0 Jorge Rodriguez. Those aren't ratings that scream 9-0, but it is what it is. And we lose again. All right. Another game against Texas. Another loss, another extra inning loss, another 1-run loss. Another Matt Cantorino blown save. Yeah, I just don't know what to do. Our bullpen is just like, what do we have for relievers on the bullpen? Or on the trade block? Do we have anybody that we can realistically trade for? Or are all these guys making way too much money? I mean, Munoz is an option. He's making $10 million. We would need them to retain a portion of it. They want one of our best players. Yeah, I can't do that. Like, that just hurts the team long term, which I'm not prepared to do. Here, what about? Yeah, like that doesn't change anything. They still want one of our best players. Who can we'll give you Garrett Mesh. Let's try with 30%. Oh, not even close. All right, cool. Almost, but you want one of my best players. Cool. Excuse me. I don't know if that's going to be an option. But we need a closer, though, because what we're throwing out there right now is simply not working. Owen Griffith? Yeah. Start with Cantorino for him. Wow, okay. Cool. Here. We'll send Cantorino, who frankly has been okay. 155 ERA. Let's do this. So they'll do that straight up. So they just want to get rid of Owen Griffith for some reason. All right, let's do it. There we go. We make a trade with a division rival, but pick up what is potentially a new closer. So who goes away? Ben Hernandez has to clear waivers. I imagine he will clear waivers, even as a popular player. Griffith comes in and he's our closer. Cantorino will go into a long relief / middle relief role. We'll see if that helps. See if bringing in a new closer impacts things for us. Fan interest in 81. We don't have anybody coming out because we're losing ball games, or we're not winning as many ball games as maybe we should. We just get swept by Texas. The Yankees now. 48 and 46. We win 8-2. Cruz, couple hits, couple RBIs. Hernandez, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Graham, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Heriberto with a home run. Pollard goes 5. Okay. Game 2 now. Dre Jameson for them. Colin McKinney for us. We lose 9-4. And Brash leading into the All-Star game. Are we going to be a 500 team at the All-Star break? We win 8-2. So we get 2 hits from Hernandez, 3 from Graham, 3 RBIs from Rendon, 3 hits from Cruz, 2 hits, 3 RBIs from Meyer. Has that average up to 217. Brash is 9-4. All right, so we're 48-46 going into the All-Star break. Not great, but All-Star Appleby makes it. O'Neal, Cruz, and Acuna. Okay. Prospect game. We got anybody here? We got Umeda, who I'm thinking about trading. The longer the season goes on, the more I think about trading him. And that's it. Just those 2 players. All right. So it is draft time, and let's quickly see if anybody wants Yoshio Umeda. Looks like sort of. He's making 3.1 in ARB. Yeah, he's got some nasty splits. And he's not a bad pitcher, but he's got some really nasty splits. Yeah, not a lot of people want him. As I go high-pitched there for some reason. I mean, Hollowell's not terrible. He's got 3 elite pitches. Really good stuff, good movement. I mean, he's a good pitcher, but that sidearm delivery limits exactly how good he's going to be. We'll keep an eye on it, though. I mean, that's still a potential trade that we'll make. All right, it's time for the draft. We're picking 35th, which is last before the expansion teams. What do we got here? Jared Schildmeyer. Really good outfielder. Oh, he can't really hit. I thought that 80 was his power. Yeah, all right, that's fine. Let's get to our pick and see what's available. Some older players, which you guys know I like. Chad Joyce looks okay. Josh Harvey. The 30-eye worries me, but he's really good defensively, has good speed. That bat's pretty damn good. Same thing with Ledford. Sidey Riddle, really good third baseman. These guys are all the same. They got really high gap power and nothing else. Sincere Maduka. I like his ratings. I don't like the fact that he's really underdeveloped for a 21-year-old. That kind of bothers me. I'm looking at all the older players first just to see if there's one who's, because sometimes you can find that player who's like ready to go, right? Like you call him up next season and he's ready to start going for you. Not a lot of power in this draft. Just a 65 first baseman. What about pitchers? He's not a starter. Eric Humphrey. And guys, I got to pause for just a second. Sorry. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. So the game wants us to take Abbott. And I'm not overly impressed by anybody in the draft. Chad Joyce looks okay. I mean, he's got the arm to play third base. OSA likes him more. Maybe Chad Joyce? Joyce right now is kind of looking like that guy. There were a couple of pitchers that were okay. Jody Bogus. He is a shortstop. He's got the low work ethic, which I don't like. What did Joyce have? We don't know. High adaptability. There were a couple of decent pitchers. Like there was one, is it this guy? Yeah, like he looks really, really good, but he's ages away. Amari Wimes, ages away. 93 to 95 already, 6'2", 190 pounds, high work ethic, 60, 60, 63 potential plus pitches. I don't know that he's first pick material. I was looking at some of these older pitchers. There was one, was it this guy? No, it was Humphrey. Pretty well developed, but he's small. He's never going to throw particularly hard, but if he ends up 45, 70, 65, that's really good. It's not a bad pitcher. I think that's the way we go. Or do we stick with Joyce? OSA likes Joyce more than we do. When was scouting perspective? We last scouted him like a week ago. They last scouted him in April. Okay. Yeah, his potential power dipped. His potential contact increased. Went from a 55 to a 60. Power went from 60 to 65 or 55. I would almost rather have taken him from a 60, 60, 50 perspective. Solid contact hitter. The power is more projection. I think I want to take the picture. I think I want to take Eric Humphrey. OSA doesn't like him as much as we do, but I love the movement, love the control. Fastball, curveball, all 4 pitches are pretty well developed. He's not that far off as a 20-year-old. We're going to take Eric Humphrey. We're going to take the starting pitcher. Maybe not the best idea, but that's what we're going to do. So let's see what's available now for hitters in the second. So Joyce is still there, so worked out for us. So I think we go Joyce here and, where was that shortstop? Is he gone? Jody Bogus. I think we take Bogus. Good potential contact, gap power, home run power. He's not going to draw a lot of walks, but he's a really good third baseman, but he can also play pretty good he can also be a pretty good shortstop too. So we'll take Bogus. Is that pitcher still there? That young one? He's not. He is not. Yeah. Excuse me. Although you've got a left at Dalen O'Brien's not a starter. Quadir Peace. Ground ball pitcher, 6'3", 180 pounds. We'll take a shot at 3 pitches that are pretty well developed already. See how that goes. He wants a little bit more, but we saved money from our last pick. All right, we're in the 4th round. Sincere Maduka, I think, is that pick. He was somebody we were looking at previously as well. Just wasn't very developed as a 21-year-old, but the ratings... Ooh, Pete Andrews, 75. We're going to take him. Might be at a bit of an overpay here, but to get a 75 potential catcher ability with offensive ratings that are passable as a catcher, yep. Maduka's still there, so we didn't lose out. We'll take Maduka. Bowman? He doesn't really have the arm for third base. And not a great draft this year. It's not terrible, but it's not a great draft. Pinch potential. No knuckleballers. Campazano has got the circle changed, but his ratings are kind of crap. Eric Evans, same with him. Juan Marcial. All they did was swap the letters around a little bit. Raheem Waiton. Nope. Some offensive ratings. Josh Arias. Nope. Yeah, not the best draft we've ever seen here, guys. Papano, I think we can take him. I mean, the rate... I don't know if he's ever going to hit. I mean, the value in Papano is that he's a two-way guy, but, I mean, I don't know. Greedy looks okay. 18 years old. Yuck. I don't know. Yeah, not a great draft. Not a great draft. We'll see. His ratings look okay. Nate Cooper. Obviously, his defense looks elite, but Schnackenberg. Kind of like Cooper better, truth be told. Nate Cooper, come on down. What do we got here? We got Tony Duvall. No. A lot of 70 range guys. Cameron Davis, will take him. He looks developed. Young Woo Hall. Sure. Let's look at infield range now. Nate Curry. This would be an unbelievable second baseman. Doesn't really have the arm to play on the left side of the diamond, but as a second baseman, sure. Johnny Rosenthal. Yeah, we can take him. Any more gray? Oh, wow. A couple of really good catchers in this draft, at least from a defensive perspective. Josh Balkus, sure, he's 23, but Steve Moon looks okay. We'll take him as well. Yeah, I'm not impressed by the pitchers in this draft. Not impressed by the pitchers in this draft. We'll take Papano just because he's a two-way player and maybe the bat or the arm develops. I think we'll let the AI finish. Yeah, not a great draft. Not a great draft. But I'm not completely unhappy with the picks that we made. And maybe I go a little bit fast there. I don't know. Maybe you guys think I move a little too fast in the draft. We'll go ahead and sign these guys. Should be able to sign everybody else. Yep. We don't have a ton of money, but thankfully only one player that we drafted wanted over slot, so that'll work. Yeah, I don't think it's an awful draft. Eric Humphrey, 20-year-old. He's never going to strike a lot of guys out, but given how we play our style of baseball, you know, we like to have that really good infield defense. This is the kind of pitcher I think that can lean into that. Jody Bogus doesn't have the high work ethic, but he can play shortstop. He's really good third baseman. He's got some speed. That bat is pretty projectable. Pease, you take a shot at least one of these high school students, I think, in every draft, if this is what he ends up as. I mean, I think we're in good shape. I mean, he's 18 years old, already throwing 94 to 96, high adaptability. Andrews, the elite defensive catcher, can never pass those up. You know, if he hits at all, it's worth it. And then Maduka and Cooper, a couple of young outfielders. So I'm okay with that. Do we need to make any decisions with any of our... Yeah, we need to start... disable the promotion. We need to start calling up some of these players. How's Ferris doing? Really well in A-ball. Look at his movements up to a 50. I think it's time to lock TJ down and call him up to high A-ball. What about any of our other guys? Salazar, we drafted. He was a scouting discovery. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of... Looks like a lot of international guys that have made their way to our Arizona Fall League team. How's Moore doing? He's got some pop. 13 home runs. I think it's time to call him up. How's Siegler doing? 303. We can call him up. Else, anybody in Double-A? Paulson was our top pick last year. The ratings have slipped a little bit, but he's raking. 26 home runs in 72 games. We can call him up to Double-A. Anybody in Double-A that deserves to go up to Triple-A? How's Mullinax doing? Yep, Michael is hitting, so he'll move up to Triple-A. Riley Jackson. He's got some pop. I don't know that he's ever going to have a position, so maybe we package like Umeda and Jackson. Andrew Downs, he's not really hitting either. So let's do this again. Let's do Umeda and Drew Jackson. See if that pulls in any interest. Sorry, sending a text message here real quick. Yeah, it doesn't really do much. Interesting. We can bring back Oscar Colas after all these years. Any prospects? Memphis wants to send us Brian Churio. Good defensive outfielder. First base prospects that don't look all that interesting. What if I retained all of Umeda's contract? We basically burned $3 million with Umeda, I think. I mean, if we retain everything, there's a little more interest. Not much, but a little bit more. Surprising that he has absolutely no value. Huh. What if I just offer up Jackson? Like, does Umeda have, like, literally negative value? He basically does. He has said, right, so Umeda has negative value. That's really interesting. All right, so we'll just hold on to him then. All right, so we got our closer in Owen Griffith. Hasn't pitched for us yet. Hasn't had an opportunity to close out any games. Offensively, I don't know. Maybe a DH since Bush isn't hitting. But if we're going to do that, then we can just make Graham our starting DH. I mean, the issue that I have is that when you look at just ratings, Bush's ratings against righties are really good. 50, 60, 60, 70 are really good. And that tells me that he should be putting up, an average batting average, but then hitting for some power, and he's not. So I think what we do is just go to Graham at DH. Have Bush back up there every third game. Have Heriberto Hernandez in there every fifth game. And then we can swap these guys. So we can just swap the three of them at first base and designated hitter. Yeah, we'll just see. We'll see how this works for the next couple of weeks. We picked up our closer, so I don't know that we're going to add another piece to the bullpen. We'll see how the next week or so goes. I wouldn't mind adding another bat to our lineup or another pitcher if we can find a piece that fits. Parker Meadows isn't hitting. Rojas isn't hitting. Maybe there's a shortstop. Is there a shortstop? Who's on the trade block? What do we got on the block? Bunch of players that I can't take. I could take DeLuca. Do what with him? I don't know. Batting ratings. I would have loved to have brought in Chris Bryant, but he still has that 10-5. He's not willing to veto it. Pena's still on here at 22. He's not hitting this year either. Maybe because he's not hitting. Yeah, because he's not hitting. I was hoping maybe that because he wasn't hitting that the the demand back would be less, but not the case. Alvarez, I would love to bring in, but Houston wants a crap ton for him. He might be a target in the offseason, maybe. Buxton is a free agent. He can't stay healthy. He might be a potential buy low candidate in the offseason. Yeah, not a lot here that's significantly better than what we're putting out there. Langley is having a decent season for us, or for us, for the A's. You want one of my best players to if I retain everything. I retain 50. You still want one of my better players. Okay, so we have to. Okay, so we can trade Umeda for Langley. Improves our catching for the year, sort of. I mean, Blake Hunt's hitting 280. I don't know that that's a position of need. I think it's more shortstop. So what about this? So I can't afford I can't afford more than 75%. Sugastay Serna. Yeah, I'm not giving you any of those players. What about that? Okay. So we can add Massey. What if we remove Jackson? Seibert, sure. Cool. So that'll work. Yoshio Umeda. Yoshio Umeda, Anson Siebert, and Xavier Massey to Houston in exchange for Jeremy Pena, who will become our starting shortstop, and we're only going to pay him $5 million this year, $5 million next. Not hitting all that well yet, but maybe a change of scenery. Let's take that deal. We get the fan interest bump for Pena. We can then send Tamez back down to AAA, and we pick up our starting. We had our eyes set on Pena for a long, long time, right? We were looking at him last offseason, so now Miggy Rojas can come in as our backup second baseman and shortstop, and we'll run with Jeremy Pena at short. He's still an elite defensive shortstop. He can run into some home runs. Hopefully the change of scenery here to Chicago will help. All right. I think those are the deals we're going to make. We'll take a look as we get a little closer to the deadline, but we got 2 weeks, and let's see how game 1 post-deadline goes with the new look White Sox. 1-0 loss. Okay. Luis Serna against the 37-59 Tigers. We win this one 3-2. Cruz with a 2-run homer. Griffith picks up the save. We look to take 2 out of 3 from Detroit. I hope we take 2 out of 3 from Detroit. They're really bad. And we don't. We lose 2 out of 3 at Detroit. That's not good. Now we got the Red Sox, who are 46-53. Another bad team, which means we'll probably lose 2 out of 3. Here's the first one we lose, 5-3 in 10 innings. Second game, Brian Bayo against Matt Brash. We win. Yeah, the offense just not clicking. Offense not clicking. Get an RBI from Graham. Brash goes 5 2/3. Griffin picks up another save. Corbin Burns for the Red Sox against Caleb Appleby for the White Sox, and we lose again. And we lose Marcelo Meyer for 4 to 5 weeks. Ugh. So I guess we go right back to Tamez. And who is our starting second baseman? I want to give Tamez a shot, honestly. Not batting leadoff, but I want to give Tamez a shot at second. Who's going to bat leadoff against righties? I guess we go Graham because he's got that best. He's got the best contact. We are 51 and 51. And we got Seattle coming in now for 3 games. Trade proposal from the Red Sox. They want to send us Vladimir Lopez and Ken Shevlin. No, I'm good. We win this game 5-3. Rendon only hitting $188 since we picked him up. 9 for 48. Serna gets the win. Griffith picks up his 3rd save. So it looks like we figured out our closing situation here. Offensively, we're struggling, so I'm hoping. I mean, Pena 7 for 23 since we picked him up. That's been good. Rendon isn't hitting, but 52 and 52. Final game against Seattle. And we are a sub 500 team on July 24th. 3 games against Kansas City. We're not even in first place anymore, guys. We are 2 games under 500, and we just keep losing ball games. We do bounce back there with a 5-4 victory. We walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. A couple of RBIs from Hernandez, couple from Cruz. Perez blows the save. Griffith has been perfect since coming to Chicago. It's our offense, right? Yeah, I mean, we seem to have sorted out the relief pitching here a little bit. Defensively, I think we're better now with Pena at short. But offensively, we are struggling. What do we have on the block? I mean, I really would just like Alvarez. Like, he solves the problems. But we would have to they would have to retain the majority of it, and I don't feel like they want to. 8 million. How much of that is this? It's all of it. Okay. To retain it all. They want Serna. You can't have Serna. So Bogus agreed. Humphrey agreed. We can probably start Humphrey and A-Ball. Duca and Pease both agreed. Lockdown there. Andrews agreed. No, not even close. So it's still just Serna. Acevedo, McKinney, Paulson. Cullen's a top 100 prospect. Does that change it? No. I have a player on the big league roster that I can give them that will allow me to retain less. Like, you want McKinney, and I can... Not McKinney, Cantorino. Yes, we even adding Matt Brash. Okay, so that's not happening. All right, that's fine. Trade block. Anybody else that we can take a run at? How much is Yandy making? $17 million with Colorado this year, and then a vesting option, 550 plate appearances. He's already at 430, so that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Rosarena's not having a good year this year. Thought maybe bring him back. Yeah, Bryant and Buxton are 2 bats that I wouldn't mind, but they both have 10-5. Upcoming free agents. Altuve, has he changed his mind? He hasn't. Buxton, Langley, Rosa. Yeah, just there's nothing here. Reese Lewis. Appleby or Serna. No, thank you. Still Appleby or Serna. What about these two? Appleby, McKinney, or Serna. All right. Yep. I think we're done. I think we are done. I'm not prepared to sacrifice the future. We are the defending champions, and we're really, on paper, we are a better team this season. We're just not performing this year. Good relationships with everybody. He's legendary at teaching hitting. I don't know that Murphy's the problem. All right, I think we're done. I think we're done with trades. I think we kind of move forward here. 8-3 loss, 2 games under 500. At Cleveland now, we're a half game out of first place. Wow. So Paddock, Jose Melendez for Blake Hunt. No, I don't think so. No. Game and a half out. Yeah, I mean it's division title or bust, right? Like we're not making. Well, I mean we are only 4 games out of the wild card, so I don't want to say that. But did McKinney pick up? No, I was gonna say did McKinney pick up his first big league win? He did not. We scored a run in the 4th and 4 in the 9th to come from behind. O'Neill Cruz had a really good year for us. Happy with this pickup. Griffith picks up the save. Final game of the series as we look to move back into first place if we can win this one. We do move back into first place. Scored 4. Tamez with his first home run. Riley Green. Yeah, Tamez is a really bad bat. You see the contact's already down to he's 4 for 42. We get Meyer back in 5 days, and we can tough it out for the next 5 days. Yeah, and as soon as I put Peyton Graham in the lineup, every day he stops hitting. Because of course he does. I was paying you doing $250 since we brought him in. Zugasti's just, I mean, I don't know. He's not that good with the bat. He's just not that good. None of these prospects are super elite either. So what if we do this? We do a catcher for catcher trade. Maybe the AI has more value because thinks he has more value because he can hit. Nope. Let's do it this way. Players, hitters, catcher. What do we got for 70 defensive rated catchers out there? Dylan Dingler, who can't hit, Austin Hedges, and Drew Romo, who has turned into a legit bat in this world. That's not looking at their catcher rating, though. That's just looking at their catcher defense. It's just looking at their catcher positional rating. It's not looking at their defensive ability. Probably a faster way to do this. All right, no, that's not going to work. Figured it would worth a try. I mean, there might be other players in there. We'll keep a look. We'll keep looking at the rest of this list here. Logan Tanner, Jonah Heim. That's a $24 million contract for Jonah. Antonio Gomez is not really any better than. Wow. All right. Player list. Fielding ratings, catcher ability. I mean, Dingler's the guy, man. If we're going to have a catcher out there who's not going to hit, Dylan Dingler is that bad. Yeah, I don't know. Was it what the catcher for Oakland? Did they pull him off the block? Or did they trade him? I wonder if they traded him. Yeah, it looks like they just traded him. All right, let's look at. Yeah, they traded Langley to the Braves. Can we turn around and get him? I mean, the thing is, his abilities, I mean, he is the same as Sugasti, so I think we just stick with what we have and hope that it works out. So we'll keep simming here. I mean, I've been going for about 30 or 40 minutes. We'll keep going for a little while. Maybe we'll get midway through August or something. See what August looks like. We lose again, but we're past the deadline, so it doesn't matter. Well, the loss has nothing to do with being past the deadline, but that trade offer we can't do anything with. 55 and 57 going into August. We are the defending champions, and we are sub 500 going into August 1st. Okay, Schreiber gets a little better. Dollard a little better. Appleby, his overall drops. Rendon gets worse. Paulson gets better, which is good. We talked about we actually saw all these ratings when we were looking at them previously. All right, so we are 55. We're half a game up. Because the rest of our division is an absolute train wreck, but we're 2 games under 500. We beat Aaron Nola 9-1. Green with a home run, Acuna with a home run. Pena has 2 hits. Still only one RBI, but Wolfick and Cantorino, our pitching staff did really well. Dollard pitching today. So we try to get back to 500. We don't. It's crazy to think that we're having trouble just getting to 500 this year. We lose again. We're not in first place anymore. That's 3 straight losses. Make it 4 straight losses. Myers eligible to come off the DL, so we can send Tamez back down to the minors. This is just an oof season, guys. Just an oof season. Suga stayed in a 9-hole. But you bat him 8th. Bat him 8th. McKinney's been terrible. I think he can go back down to AAA for now. How's Joe been doing in AAA? Pretty well. All right, we'll get him back up. See if that makes any difference. I don't know what to do. We're just not hitting. We're first in runs against. Our defense is middle of the pack. Who is not performing defensively? Rojas was terrible at short, but we got him out of there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it feels like we're an okay defensive team. I mean, Rojas was an anchor, so getting him out of that position is helping. But everybody else has been fine. We've only had Rendon playing first, right? He hasn't been playing third at all, has he? Yeah, he hasn't played third at all for us. He's been fine over at first. Start playing Hunt a little bit more. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can go on a streak here. We need something. Need a little bit of something. 5-1 victory with Appleby pitching. Rendon with 3 hits. Cruz 2 hits and an RBI. Pena drives in a couple. Meyer drives in a couple. Okay. Like to see that. Like to see that. Got Baltimore coming in now. Ugh, another loss. We're in first place with a 58-61 record. Let's go. Graham 2 hits and an RBI. Meyer 2 hits. That average starting to climb for Marcelo a bit. Dollard gets the win. Griffith has been perfect. Hasn't given up an earned run yet for us. Final game of the series against Ranger Suarez and the Orioles. Job pitching. His first game back, and he picks up a win. All right. Rendon 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Riley Green a couple of hits. 5 innings. Perfect. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, now we got the Astros. Where's Houston? 63-56. All right. They actually have a better record than us, but they're on the outside looking in, and we're not. All right, another win. So that's, I think, 3 straight wins. It's the first time we've won 3 games in a row in ages. Hernandez with an RBI. Green with an RBI. 2 hits for Graham. 2 hits for Meyer. Brash gets the win. Griffith another save. Can we get to 500? Can we get back to 61-61? We can. 7-6 win in extra innings. We walk this one off. Riley Green, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. Meyer, 2 more hits. Riley Green homered twice. Appleby, Cantrino, Griffith blows his first save, but then Schreiber comes in and gets the job done. And now we got our old friend Yoshio Umeda pitching against us today. He's looking for a little bit of revenge, I'm sure. And he gets it with a 3-1 win. 1 run in 5 1/3 innings. So we're back under 500 now, taking on the second worst team in the American League. So I expect, what, we lose 2 out of 3 here? At a minimum. There's the first loss. There's the second loss. And do we get swept by the second worst team in the American League? We don't. We win the final game 6-3. Riley Green, 3 more hits, 4 more RBIs. Brash, 4 2/3. 12th in offense. Yeah, we're just not hitting the ball, and I don't understand it. Like, even just as a platoon hitter, Anthony Rendon should be raking. He is against lefties. I don't know. We got Las Vegas now. We just lost 2 out of 3 against the second worst team in the American League. They're no longer the second worst team in the American League because of us. Let's see how we do against the new second worst team in the American League, Las Vegas. We win the first game 9-4. We get 2 home run or two hits, 4 RBIs from Hernandez, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Graham, 3 hits from Green, couple RBIs for Parker. Hernandez, Graham, Meadows, all homer. Appleby goes 5. Second game against Las Vegas. We're back to 500 at 64 and 64. Hernandez with his 10th home run of the season. Serna goes 5. Has a sub-4 ERA, but only 5 and 8 on the year. Final game against Las Vegas as we look to get over 500 for the first time since the middle of July. And we do. We sweep them. The offense comes to play today. Hernandez has been red hot, man. 4 hits, 6 RBIs. Acuna and Graham each have 3 hits. Cruz drives in a pair. Look at Hernandez over the last handful of games. 4 home runs and 13 RBIs in the last 3 games. Dollard gets the win. I think we just go to the end of August, and then we'll call it there. How are some of our young players doing? Eric Humphrey, our top overall pick, not pitching well in high A ball or an A ball. But that control's now up to a 70. The stuff is up to a 55. So that's really good. Bogus, he's hitting the ball pretty well down in rookie ball. Maduka, hitting the ball pretty well in rookie ball. Pease, pitching well in rookie ball. He's probably got to get called up soon. Andrews, hitting really well in rookie ball. He probably needs to come up to A ball right away. Acevedo is a Rule 5 guy. Why are they playing him as a 2-way player? Let's put a stop to that. Let him focus on that bat. How's Moore doing in high A ball? Not great. Not great. What about Siegler? Also not great. What about Ferris? Also not great. But there's still room there. Paulson in Double-A. Taking some time to develop. Drew Jones still doing okay. All right. All right, here we go. 3 in Oakland. Against old friend Max Fried. Beats us 1-0. We're back to 500. We're back under 500. Do we get swept by Oakland? We do. We maintain a 1.5 game lead because the rest of our division is trash, but we just got swept by Oakland. We're now 2 games under 500 again. Let's just get to the end of August. Tampa for 3. They're 20 games over 500. And they beat us. That's 4 straight losses now. We win 2-0 here. An RBI from Pena. Dollard goes 4 1/3. Final game of the series against Fat. Wow. This was our best stretch of baseball in like 2 months. And then we proceed to lose 5 out of 6. Texas now tied for first place with Minnesota. Still tied for first place with Minnesota. 4 games under 500. 5 games under 500. Hey, we win there. 3 RBIs for Bush. Acuna, Cruz, and Bush all homer. The Yankees now as we finish up the month of August. Oof. This is a disaster. We're 6 games under 500. We won 106 games last year. And we are 6 games under 500 finishing up the end of August. I mean, I know we made a couple of moves. I know we traded Dylan Cease. I know we traded Randy Arozarena, but that doesn't explain this to me. We're 7 games under 500 going into the final month of the year. We're 22-33 in the last 2 months. 14th in batting average, 12th in runs scored. It's just been awful. It's been awful. Green, Acuna, and Cruz have all had good seasons, but that's been it. That's been it. Rest of the offense has been abysmal. We may have to rebuild it next year. We won't have Acuna, so we will be rebuilding around Green and Cruz, which I'm okay with. We'll just need to figure out what to do with the rest of the lineup here. Still think Hernandez has some real potential. So I guess we're building around Green, Cruz, and Hernandez offensively. Meyer at second base, Pena at shortstop. Pitching is going to look a little different next year. We won't have Matt Brash, so it'll be Serna. It'll be the young guys. It'll be Serna, Appleby, McKinney. Yeah. So that's going to do it, guys. The next episode will be the end of the regular season and hopefully the off season. I'll come back with like a week left in the regular season and see where we stand. So it'll either be, we'll either get hot in September and make a run, or we won't, and it will be the off season. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Again, I apologize for no live streams. We'll have some probably in the next couple of weeks, but this week and next week, it will be pre-recorded videos. I hope you understand. Guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.